changed the world forever. Today, young and old remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
He was a great man.
He gave me my freedom.
My freedom and my liberty.
Local 10 is proud to present the 46th annual MLK Day Parade. And now, live from Liberty City, Calvin Hughes and Nicole Perez.
Hello, South Florida. What a beautiful morning and what a beautiful moment it is, as this parade has extra significance this year as we are celebrating the 60th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah, Dr. King gave that famous speech on August 28th, 1963 on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., of course, our nation's capital. Hello, everyone. I'm Calvin Hughes.
And I'm Nicole Perez.
You know, we have to acknowledge the obvious, and that is the fact that we're so happy to be back.
Yes.
And so many folks are happy to be back. Driving over here, OMG. I mean, so many people were lining the streets. And, you know, we have to have a conversation with Betty Davis here, you know, because we were thinking it was going to be chilly.
I know. We wore sweaters. I brought an extra sweater. Instead, we're sweating it out. But it's okay because at least it's a beautiful day. It's sunny.
Really
the
is.
sunshine is always great.
Really. So great to be back here on 54th Street,
Yes.
right here in Liberty City at the MLK Day Parade.
Yes. All right, let's take you live to Sky 10 now, as so many people are lining the streets, parents and kids and neighbors alike. They're all getting ready to watch this annual spectacle.
And they are going to see floats, marching bands, and championship football teams. We know about the Rockets and, of course, the Bulls, all here to honor Dr. King. And we have you covered from beginning of the parade route to the very end, where there is going to be a very big party.
Of course, and we love to party. So let's start on 54th Street and 12th Avenue, where all the floats and the bands are staging. Everyone is ready for the big parade and all of the fun. And of course, we got to go right to our Local 10 morning news anchors, Eric Yetzi and JC Birch. Hey, guys.
Hi, good morning. The party's already started.
That's right, exactly. We've moved from staging to rolling along. We've got a great seat here right on 54th at the beginning of this parade. I got to tell you, I can see so many floats and marching bands and dignitaries. It's going to be a wonderful day to be out here celebrating Dr. King.
I know you can tell we've missed a few years because everybody is pumped and excited. We just saw the City of Miami PD along with the County PD, and we saw the mounted unit. Now we have the schools, the bands, all the vehicles, floats you can see in the distance, and it is going to be exciting. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. Biggest, longest Martin Luther King parade, and we're so excited to be back at it, aren't we?
You know, here in South Florida, we're so lucky because we played such an important role in Dr. King's progress and development. He rehearsed the famous I Have a Dream speech at the very famous Hampton House Hotel not too far away. And so that is extra meaningful and extra special as the cheerleaders get ready to cheer. Let's show them the Miami PAL Chief Cheerleading Team. And you see the PAL team, the Police Athletic League, they're following some of those motorcades and the mounted units. What a great day out here celebrating Dr. King. The energy's high.
I know, 60 years in the making. I see the floats coming down.
Yeah.
We're going to be here every step of the way from 12th to 22nd right here on the famous 54th Street. And we've got all kinds of people who said it is about time we are back out here together as a community. And we are continuing that dream and that legacy. Even when we listen to the people who were putting on this parade saying it's about the younger generation really seeing how much history we are showing and commemorating today.
You know, the Grand Marshal of the parade is Jo Marie Payton. She is a South Florida legend as an actress. You know her from so many different roles. She was a big part of every single household here in our great nation at her height. And we're going to talk to her a little bit later on because she loves the role that she plays in bringing this parade to light. Man, what a great day it is out here in Liberty City.
As we pass it back over to our anchors, you hear that music.
Yep.
Growing up in Miami, I always knew when I heard that music that meant the ice cream truck was coming, and that just took me back. That took me back to my youth.
And Calvin and Nicole, you said it right. It's warm, so the ice cream truck's gonna play a big role today. I'm gonna see if I can go get some. See if I can slow them down for a second. Excuse me.
I just love the fact that you guys are matching the energy of the kids out there.
Yeah, it's
love,
great.
love that. Guys, thanks so much. We're going to be checking in with you quite a bit now. So as we mentioned, we are going to bring you every angle of the parade from beginning to end. The Local 10 News team is all along the parade route, and also all of the excitement. We just checked in with JC, of course, and Eric, but let's head a bit further west.
Yes, our Local 10 News anchor, Louis Aguirre, he's stationed for us near 17th Avenue. We know Louis is already having fun, even at the start of this parade. So, Louis, what do you have going on?
Well,
where you are?
first I have a bone to pick with the producers because obviously they like you better. They put you in the sunshine where it's probably a balmy 69 degrees. I'm still here where it's 59, 60 degrees, so I'm very happy I brought my coat. And I am loving life right now. I'm surrounded by, I don't know, a few hundred of my closest friends, my fellow Miamians, my OG Miamians who have been here. This is a multi-generational event. Grandparents, parents, children, passing the torch along, passing down the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. that is alive and thriving here in the heart of Liberty City. We're right here, as you said, on Northwest 17th Avenue, Arthur Lee McDuffie Avenue, a place that has a lot of significance for us who grew up here in Miami. It is part of the evolution of Liberty City, but today it's about healing all of that pain and moving forward and really being faithful to the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who always said, I'd rather stick with love because hate is much too great a burden to bear. So today we're going to revel in that. We're going to bask in the love. We have some beautiful tunes getting us ready for the big parade. We see the Miami PD announcing the arrival of the parade any moment now. And the smell of barbecue is all over us right now, so we're in a mood right now. We're ready to get this party started. We're going to bring you those sights and those sounds and talk to some of these beautiful people as you come back to us throughout this beautiful special that we have planned for you today. Again, honoring the life and the legacy and the love that is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Nicole and Calvin, back to you.
Thank you, Louis. But I know that Louis is going to be stripping off that jacket very soon because he may be in the shade, but if he moves, once he starts moving around talking to people, I know Louis is going to start to warm up a little bit.
And he mentioned the barbecue as well, Louis. So, wait till after the parade to dive into that, brother.
We still have time.
The vegan barbecue.
From Louis, now let's head. Okay, we're going to head west a little bit from where we are right now.
All right, let's go to 27th Street, and then we're going to see Local 10 morning traffic reporter Alexis Frazier. What's happening there, Alexis?
Hey guys, the music is going. I can't stop rocking. I'm like, be professional, be professional. But this is the day you can have a lot of fun out here. I smell the barbecue, the fish is frying, and I got me a side of conch fritters. That's all the recipe you need for a good MLK parade out here in Miami-Dade. I have met some amazing people out here. One of the people I want to introduce you to is Tiffany Holmes. She has been coming to these parades since she was a little girl. And you said it all started with your grandmother, right?
Yes. Hi, Alexis. It all started with my grandmother. I remember being little, we would sit on the floor in the living room and we had a record player and she would play the MLK I Have a Dream speech. So those were one of the fondest memories I've had growing up and being connected with Dr. Martin Luther King.
All right, and so many amazing stories like that out here today. We're going to tell you all about them as you sit back at home and relax. You stay in the shade. Okay, I heard Louis has a jacket. He can take that off. I wasn't prepared to bring a jacket. I'm in here in a full body pantsuit, y'all. It was cold this morning, but now it's warm, but I'm gonna get through it for MLK.
Yeah, I know Mother Nature, she tricked us. My goodness.
We're over here fanning ourselves out, Alexis, so we know.
This is how we roll in South Florida. Alexis, thanks a lot. Stick around, of course. We're going to be talking with you. And now let's go where this big parade is going to come to an end. The Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Park.
Yes, and that is where we find Local 10's Laren Livingston. And Laren, how's it going out there for you? Are you sweating it out or you're still wearing a jacket like Louis?
Look here, we got to keep up appearances. It is MLK Day nonetheless. You know, it was cool this morning, but our hearts are warm because we're here to celebrate an iconic civil rights icon in an iconic city where he has so much history, of course. And we talk about that I Have a Dream speech. I'm going to call this the Boulevard of Dreams for today because this is, of course, where all of this wonderful fanfare and festivity culminates after the parade. We'll be right here at MLK Memorial Park where you can see they're still getting some final things and prep set up. But all of these food trucks, Louis was talking about barbecue. I've been smelling it all morning. I'm a little hangry, so I'm going to be taking advantage of that later on today. But you got all of this food, you got all of these vendors, You've got all of these people, many of them who have come year after year after year to participate in this event. And of course, over here in the park later on today, like I said, they're getting set up over here, but they're going to set up a music stage. You're going to have DJs, performances here. They've got the bouncy houses that they're getting ready to inflate there. And of course, you got Miami-Dade police keeping a nice watchful eye on everything. But it's always a wonderful event. You already got folks here in the park. Good morning, sir. How are you? Happy MLK Day. And it's just going to be a good time. And of course, watching over it all, that wonderful statue there at the corner of Northwest 62nd and 32nd Avenue where we are here is MLK himself, welcoming everybody to this park, to this occasion. And of course, that is there in order to remind people as to who he was, what he stood for in the way of unity, and of course, coming together as a nation, especially in the harshest of times. So we're just gonna be here enjoying ourselves, probably getting a little fat. We just got off of that holiday way. We're gonna put on some more for this holiday because why not? And the music is already going here. You hear all the generators. These folks are gearing up for a fantastic celebration here outside of the MLK Memorial Park. And we'll send it back over to you all.
But it's all for a good cause, right, Larry? A few extra pounds today won't hurt you. But no, you said it best. What a great way to honor Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy, to engage with the community, and there's no better way for you to do that than walking through the street and engaging with our community.
Exactly. We're going to run it off later. But I know I saw Meeks Catering here. I know we've talked to them many times before, and we're going to talk to them again as to what keeps bringing them out here year after year. Check in with some of these folks who I've seen actually over the years past.
All right, brother, get your 10,000 steps in. We know you will. All right, Larry, thanks a lot. Okay, let's take you now to Sky 10. Here is a live look at the huge MLK Day parade stretching for blocks, and we are going to keep you on top of all of this from the sky, on the ground. We have so many reporters who are fanned out all across this neighborhood in Liberty City, where this parade began many, many years ago. And it is, in fact, the oldest and the largest parade in the nation. It was first held in 1977.
And you know what? We have stuff going on all day long, especially for the families and the kids. So from noon to 5 at MLK Memorial Park, there's going to be live music and dancing, and theater will be performed and artworks exhibited. And, of course, you could do a little bit of shopping with clothing and cosmetics, oils, books, jewelry, you know, the important things for today, the shopping. But let's talk about why everyone is here. Of course, to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. King came to Miami many, many years ago and actually walked these streets. So let's look back at this extraordinary man's connection to Miami.
A rare picture of the relaxed civil rights icon in Miami's Overtown section back in the 1960s at the historic Hampton House. Segregation made this a popular motel for traveling black celebrities. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a suite on the ground floor and is said to have delivered the first version of his famous I Have a Dream speech at an event at the historic Hampton House.
I have a dream.
And the person who was present there that heard this was A.D. Moore, and he told us that. And so he said that he was so impressed that this is the speech that he gave at the Hampton House.
Miami had a special claim to Dr. King. During a discussion here, he expressed the need for leaders to connect and unify instead of divide Miami's ever-growing Cuban and black communities, both minority groups looking for opportunity.
I would like to leave Miami with the knowledge that the whole community will see this as its #1 problem and assign it top priority on things to do in the near future.
Miami native Enid Pinckney remembers seeing Dr. King as a child.
He went to Virginia Key Beach. He loved the beach. I heard him speak at Mount Zion Baptist Church. He spoke there, and people would go to hear him. He could always draw a crowd.
16 years ago this month, Local 10 News spoke with Dr. King's eldest daughter, Yolanda.
On King Day, it's about giving back. It's about a day on, not a day off.
Our interview happened exactly 1 year after her mother, Coretta Scott King, died from complications of a stroke. She was 78.
Much of that last 5 months of her life, she could not really articulate. And so I had to learn how to communicate with her through feeling, feeling what she wasn't saying. And it's interesting because it set the stage for our relationship now. The words are not there, but I feel her presence so strongly.
Tragically, 4 months after our conversation, Yolanda King died of a heart attack. She was only 51.
There's nothing that can replace a parent or a sibling. And in a sense, because Dad is so well known, and every year we have various anniversaries to remember him, it's almost like he's frozen in time. There's nothing that can replace a mother, so I greatly miss her.
We've got some difficult days ahead.
If alive today, Dr. King would be 94 years old. In 1986, 18 years after he was assassinated on a motel balcony in Memphis, January 20th was declared a national holiday.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Dr. King's final words before he was assassinated the following day. After he was assassinated, the governor of Florida, Claude Kirk, issued this news release ordering flags on public buildings to be flown at half-staff for 3 days. The order also says it was in honor of the man killed during riots in Tallahassee after news of Dr. King's assassination.
And right now, you can probably hear right next to us the City of Miami Police Honor Guard. They're putting on quite the show. We're going to show you them in just a second. But first, we have to go to someone who drew a very lucky assignment today.
Yeah, she's in her drop top right now, and she's our Local 10 Chief Certified Meteorologist, Betty Davis. And you have some explaining to do, young lady. How did it go from so chilly to so warm? You have the floor.
Didn't we talk about this? Didn't we talk about this on Friday night? Happy MLK Day, everybody. Yeah, the weather, we went from the 40s this morning, and now we are almost touching 70 degrees here in Liberty City. I think everybody is thankful for the turnaround in temperatures. I see people starting to shed their layers right about now. So we are in the livest part of the parade, as you can tell. You can hear the beat of the music, and people just happy to be out here. And I love you too. People happy to be out here and be a part of this. Very enthusiastic people lining the streets, and very enthusiastic people in this parade. Once again, as you said, Calvin, I'm in my drop top. I think I'll wait before I explain to you the kind of car I'm cruising in. I will let you know this, though. My favorite driver was happy to return. He was happy to return and be able to drive up and down in this parade route. Bill McCord is back with us this year. But the weather is definitely doing what we thought it would do, what we knew it would do, and it is warming up. The skies are bright blue, and I'm sure everyone out here is thankful for this day. What can I say, Calvin and Nicole? We've got weather fit for a king.
Yes, we do. Yeah, clean it up, Betty. We're all mad at you. We overdressed. We're just so mad at you right now.
Betty's got the breeze from the
layers.
She's not sweating.
You want to be able to peel off the layers. You should know this by now.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's Calvin's fault.
We can't wait to continue to go back to the Betty cam. Betty, we love you. We'll talk to you in just a bit. We want to show you what was just happening to our left over here. This is the main street here, 54th Street, if I'm not mistaken, of course. Yeah. And The police chief, Manny Morales, has been with the city of Miami Police, and he was sort of leading the honor guard here. And what I loved most, Nicole, is watching some of the police officers on their motorcycles come and high five some of the folks who are lined up to see them today.
Yeah, and the crowd loves that. Everybody wants to be part of the parade. There's so many people lined up along our route, and I know from Sky 10 you've been able to see how many people are here in total. There's thousands of people here, but everyone loves to engage, and it's nice to see the honor guard come by and give everybody a high five. You know, people like that, of course. We like it. So they were established in 1939. The director is Colonel Gene Spalding. There's just under 2,000 troopers statewide.
And that's right. Director Colonel Gene Spalding has led them for quite a while now. And for the mission is to provide a safe and secure Florida through professional law enforcement and safety awareness. So quite a bit of activity from the FHP and City of Miami Police. And you're looking at a picture here, Florida Memorial University, the Fighting Lions in the house. Check them out. Check out the cheerleading team as well. You know, they just established their football team just a couple of years ago. So these guys are still trying to get off the ground. They aren't exactly at that level yet where they are ready to compete. I don't think they even won a single game, but that's okay. That's okay. They are still, in fact, just getting ready. So I love the fact that they are here all the way from Miami Gardens.
And you know what? I think it's important to mention our youth. You're talking about these young guys playing football, the cheerleaders. That was what Dr. King was all about, engaging our youth and having them be a part of such a momentous occasion, letting them engage with our community. It's so nice to see, and that's what we want for all of our kids, to take part, to volunteer, to be with the community. So as Calvin mentioned, FMU, founded in 1879. It's one of the oldest academic centers in Florida. So very nice to see them a part of this MLK Day Parade.
That's right, the only historically black college in South Florida. We're following FMU. We're following everyone along the parade route. Exclusive coverage of the MLK Day Parade. Nicole and I will be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
For primary care, Mount Sinai offers expertise, convenience, and results. With board-certified physicians and access to Mount Sinai's network of specialists, you're getting comprehensive care when and where you need it. Visit MSMC.com for a same or next day appointment.
Get ready for Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Lone Depot Park this Saturday and Sunday. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets on sale now. You have to see it live, so lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Want to feel like you're in Jamaica? Come to the Dutch Pot Jamaican restaurant. Real food, real good, real Jamaican vibes. Try one of our all-day, everyday specials. Barbecue, fried, curry, or brown stew chicken, only $5.99. And get all these flavors at our newest drive-thru location in Miami Gardens, 19695 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Order today from one of our 9 locations, many with a convenient drive-thru. Stop by the Dutch Pot Jamaican restaurant today.
Old, cracked, worn-out pipes? No problem. Sewer Solutions is South Florida's leading sewer repair contractor and can restore your pipes. No digging, no damage, minimal impact. Sewer Solutions can find a problem before it becomes a bigger problem. Call Sewer Solutions for a free pipe lining estimate and get $300 off camera inspection. Sewer Solutions, 305-423-2395, 305-423-2395.
Vinyl flooring is luxurious and soft underfoot. Right now at National Floors Direct, get an entire room of luxury vinyl flooring installed the next day for just $788 and no interest for 1 year. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We'll bring the store to your door.
Mount Sinai primary care physicians provide results-driven, high-quality care, quarterbacking your health care with your goals in mind. Visit MSMC.com or call 305-674-CARE for a same or next day appointment.
Of the 46th annual MLK Day Parade. You're looking live now of a ground picture of what so many hundreds and thousands of people have lined the streets to see. All of their elected officials, everyone driving by, giving them high fives. And here, the state attorney's office out here with Catherine Fernandez-Rundle. She was elected back in 1993 following Janet Reno in the office, and she is, in fact, Florida's first Hispanic state attorney. And they are out here today to welcome everyone to the 46th annual MLK Day Parade.
And we love to see everybody gathering, watching the parade go by, and we love to watch the parade go by. So we are on set here talking to you all at home, but we do love to sneak peeks at who's coming by on the parade. So today, our set, if you haven't already noticed, is adorned with these beautiful red carnations. That's because the red carnations were Coretta Scott King's favorite flowers.
Yeah, that's right. Just 3 weeks before Dr. King was assassinated, he delivered some red carnations, but they were not real, to Coretta Scott King. And then she wondered, why in fact would you do something like that? Yeah. His response was, I want to make sure that you have these red carnations forever.
And those were the last flowers that Mrs. King ever received from him, and we're told she cherished those flowers until she died 38 years later.
I had a chance to interview her on several occasions before her death in 2006, and I must say, what an incredible woman she was, and the fact that she was more of an activist than I would argue than Dr. King was. She was before she met him, and she was long after he died. So there are so many events happening all across the state today and also across our area to honor Dr. King. The 5,000 Role Models of Excellence hosted its 30th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Breakfast at the Miami Beach Convention Center. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff, Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Davis, and award-winning actor Omari Hardwick. Some people know him as Ghost from a famous show that he was on. They all attended the breakfast, which is the largest of its kind in the nation. Congresswoman Frederica Wilson founded the 5,000 Role Models. The project's mission is to guide young boys along and carefully mentor them as they go from boyhood to manhood. And I must say, I was a part of that event for many, many years, emceeing. In fact, I sat next to Ghost as well, Omari Hardwick. Great guy, always involved in an activist himself.
And you always talk very highly of that event. I know every time you do it, you come back to work and you can't stop talking about it until the end of the night.
So inspirational and very needed as we begin the new year.
Yeah.
So actress Jo Marie Payton of Family Matters, who, by the way, I have another connection. She actually, a true story, when my kids were actually into drama before they started telling me no, she taught them in drama class. Now, it actually helps my daughter when she's trying to get money from me because she plays like she doesn't have any money. So it actually worked.
Wow, I feel so lucky to be sitting next to you. You're the man of the hour, Calvin. He just knows everybody.
No.
Okay, so she's now back here at the front of the route. She's this year's Grand Marshal for the parade. Year after year, honors the man behind this pivotal moment in our nation's history.
That's right. She's the Grand Marshal, and Eric and JC are with her right now. We understand, and we are going to talk with them in just a moment.
That's right. So Jo Marie Payton is one of 2 Grand Marshals in this year's parade. Dr. Delvina Thomas is the other Grand Marshal. So let's get over to JC and Eric right now so they can tell us a little bit more. Hey, guys.
Hi, nice to see you again. It's been loud over here. We've had all the fire engines coming through, so now we can hear you. This is great. Jo Marie Payton, growing up here in Miami, Carroll City High School. That's one of our, there it is. That's one of our hometown girls.
Yes.
And of course, it also felt like our mom.
That's right.
Mrs. Winslow on Family Matters, we grew up watching her. Urkel may have stolen the show, but she was the mom that we all wanted,
and
right?
she was the reason they created the show. Her stardom on Perfect Strangers as the woman who operated, as Harriet Winslow, who operated the elevator, they said, we need to give her her own show. It all started right here in South Florida. It all started on the streets of Miami. Her connection to this city and its connection to Dr. King really make her proud to be one of today's co-Grand Marshals.
A parade for a pioneer led by a Grand Marshal recognized by generations.
Yes, I am thrilled to be Grand Marshal for a second time. I think the first time may have been 25 years ago, something like that. I think Alonzo Mourning had just joined the Heat when I was Grand Marshal first time.
South Florida's own Jo Marie Payton is celebrating the legacy of Dr. King by honoring the meaning behind his message.
I'm so excited that we are still celebrating something that's so important. Peace, equality, fairness, and all of that, especially at a time right now when I think we need it most, not just for us, those that are older like me, but for our young people. It's so important for them to know that it is a peaceful environment that we need, a safe environment, an equal environment. And that's why I'm so excited that we are still celebrating the man who just exemplified what that all means.
Jo Marie has been a familiar TV figure in millions of households across America. She first got her big break in the late 80s, playing Harriet Winslow on the ABC sitcom Perfect Strangers.
But Carl.
It was a small role at the time, but it made a big impact on audiences and soon cemented her as one of TV's favorite moms in the spin-off Family Matters.
Where's my grandbaby?
Years later, she was introduced to a new generation of young viewers as the sassy Sugar Mama in Disney's animated series, The Proud Family.
The Proud Family, the character of Sugar Mama, who's a little grandmother that everybody loves, that'll tell you just like it is.
But if you ask Jo Marie, all of her on-screen characters take a page from her personal life.
Those characters, Eric, really derived from what I learned from my grandmother and my mother. And that was nurturing. And I'm one of 9. I had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the second oldest. And so what I was taught is what I believe, you know, and my mother was she was my greatest inspiration. She still is, even in heaven, because there's still certain things that I remember that she taught me to do and not to do that I live by. And in that being part of my foundation, it helps me with any character that I do.
Way before Hollywood came calling, Jo Marie was growing up right here in South Florida. Born August 3rd, 1950, her family relocated from Georgia when she was just 3 months old.
I'm actually from Miami. I graduated from Carroll City Senior High School.
It was during her years at Carroll City High School that Dr. King's life was tragically cut short.
I remember specifically in 1968 where I was when Dr. King was assassinated. And so it always holds a special meaning for me that he was so young and so powerful, and the things that he died for, that he lived for and he died for, is still so important to us today. And so yes, to be home and to be able to celebrate it again in the longest and oldest parade in the world.
She says it's significant and fitting for the parade to carry on his legacy in Miami, the place where he once practiced and preached the blueprint for his iconic I Have a Dream speech.
So to be a part of, to be in existence and to be in this city that he did that monumental speech, that he rehearsed that speech in, about I have a dream, you know, it's just wonderful.
In Alabama.
I am so jealous. I was on vacation when Eric got to do that interview. I mean, so much of our youth is growing up with her, and I loved seeing her again. So what's the plan next?
Well, she said she's going to maybe coming back into our homes with a cooking show. I mean, Harriet Winslow's cooking sounds delicious.
I'm watching. I'm watching and I'm eating.
She's an icon. She's one of our own. The pride she has in carrying the banner for South Florida, the banner for Miami, is just so evident. She's hoping to inspire every single one of the young people that are here, letting them know that they too could chase their dreams. They too could become a big-time TV star like Harriet Winslow, Jo Marie Payton. I was a big fan. I was standing a little bit, fangirling, as they say.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. And as we were telling that story, so many dignitaries are going by. City of Miami mayor is really, really active on this entire parade, especially we're seeing more fire trucks coming down the way.
Okay, we're going to send it back over to Calvin and Nicole. A gorgeous day. We've got more fire trucks coming your way. City of Miami on the way. Calvin, Nicole, back to you.
All right, we love to see it. Thank you, Eric and JC. We'll talk to you guys a little bit later on. We are still out here basking in the sunshine, just sweating just a little bit, just to keep it real with you all at home.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
So the parade is going by, and we just saw the Lady Chiefs. They're here to our left, and they are wonderful. It's the City of Miami Police Athletic League Lady Chiefs.
That's right, and they were grooving out here. They were bringing the energy right here on 54th Street. We love the fact that they were walking right past us, bringing that energy. We could use a little bit of that. Check them out, still waving there. So many others have gone by, too, with the City of Miami Police Department, as well as the fire chief, and also Mayor Francis Suarez made his way by as well.
And in the parade, so one of their slogans is they'll have, so they will actually have mounted patrol presence, their bomb squad, the K-9 motormen, and officers on bicycles. So the Miami Police Explorers, we also saw those young men go by with their football trophy, so you think they're a little bit proud.
You know, football is a religion in Miami-Dade and Broward County, and in the state of Florida as well. But we've done pretty well here. We're going to talk a bit more about the Rockets, of course, Miami Central in just a bit. However, they start them young here, learning how to play. And by the way, this is also a mecca for NFL players to come from. So many star NFL players have come from Miami. And now you're looking here at the Miami-Dade Corrections Department. They too are out here as well, as they are also celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Just to give you a bit of a history, too, this parade runs on Northwest 54th Street from 10th Avenue to 32nd Avenue.
Yes, and there's so much going on, and if you are just joining us now, then you might have missed me say this in the beginning, though. There's also family fun going on, and that's going to happen until 5 o'clock. So if you don't have time to come out now, you have several hours. You can make it out to 6000 Northwest 32nd Court for some live music, some dancing, some theater. So it's also for children from 5 to 14. There's a children's village, and it offers games, sports. So if you're off work today and you need something to do with the kids, this is the place to be. There's also food, so don't worry. You're going to feed the little ones too. You know they're going to be hungry after running around all day.
You know, we have to give a shout out to the late Dr. Preston W. Marshall Jr. He passed away in 2015, but he created this parade back in 1977. And let's be real clear, that took vision, that took courage, and also it took quite a few people from the neighborhood joining year after year after year. And as we said, this is the 46th annual MLK Day Parade, and so many people are out here, and they look forward to this every single year.
And you're looking at right now, Miami-Dade Police going by, Danielle Cohen-Higgins. We are seeing so many officials out here today. They just want to be out and greeting the people, greeting our community, because that's what it's about, engaging in this, volunteering, making an effort to come out, show face, say hello to everybody, and just go by. It's such a nice day. It's a beautiful sunny day to be amongst the community. So we also saw our public defender going by. And right now we are about to see our mayor, Daniela Levine Cava. She's also in attendance for the parade.
And you're looking at one of the county commissioners. She is from District 8 here. Danielle Cohen-Higgins, she is newly elected to the City Commission. She is going by waving. You're looking at a live picture of her, one of several city commissioners who will be out here to wave at many of the people who are their constituents. Many of these people look forward to seeing them because oftentimes they don't have time to make it over to County Hall or to City Hall to see the city commissioners, to greet them, to shake their hand. So for many of them, this is an opportunity of a lifetime to be able to talk with them. And hey, you know, many of the conversations may go simply like this. Can you fix the pothole in my neighborhood?
Yeah.
Can you pick up the trash in my neighborhood? You know, we're having a few issues with crime in our neighborhood. So this is a chance to go one-on-one with many of them as they come out here to wave and say hi to their constituents.
But I think that's what means most to our community and the people that are here, because they want that chance to be able to speak to their commissioner, to speak to somebody who's in charge, because a lot of times you hear people saying, like, I never get a chance to speak to anyone, so it's nice to see them out here.
And oh, here we go. Here we go. There they are, the National Football Champions. Yes, all the way from Miami Central. Can we listen in? Dana, can we listen in to them play? Okay, let's listen in.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a word in before Calvin goes a little crazy here, because you would think that Calvin was a part of the band or a part of the football team.
Them.
So let me just tell you something a little bit about this. This is the Marching Rockettes. Their band is led by director Kermit Virgil. Their colors are hunter green, white, and black, and their mascot are the Rockettes, of course. The school opened in 1959, so it's been many, many years at Miami Central. And now I'm going to let Calvin have his moment, because he is just jumping in his seat.
You know, you kind of buried the lead. Can we mention that they were 14-0? Can we mention that they are the national football champions? Oh, did I mention that is the football champions for the nation, for the United States of America? The #1 team, we have them in the MIA. Yes. You talk, oh, okay, all right. I'm just saying. And oh, by the way, they produce football players and great, smart people from their school as well. For years, for decades, they are a machine. I love this school. I love the parents and all the teachers and staff who are committed to making every student who graduates from there exceptional.
So I just wanted to give some love to the band
all right, there
before
you go.
give all the love to the football team, okay?
Oh, did I mention they were 14-0 this year? I'm just kidding.
Okay, another thing that Calvin and I noticed, so there's a lot of people lined up along where we are, and everybody was engaged. They loved it. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was watching. So a wonderful performance that the band put on. It was just great to see.
That's right, and we're also seeing some more police officers go by.
Yeah.
This is an event, once again, where elected officials get to come out, county commissioners, city elected officials, they all come out here to greet everyone, and I believe that's the police chief
Miami Beach Police
coming
out
over.
there.
Yes, Miami Beach Police is walking by as well. So quite a few folks who are out here, and yes, they brought the boat.
Okay.
They brought the boat.
Calvin wishes he was on that boat right now. So our coverage of the 46th annual MLK Day Parade is in full swing, if you haven't already noticed.
But this is not the only parade happening today. Coming up, we're taking you to the historic Sistrunk Boulevard and the annual Fort Lauderdale MLK Day Parade.
But first, another live look from Sky 10 at 54th Street in Liberty City as we share the first of many notable quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King.
And you're also taking a live look right now with a very grand view, just a macro look at what's happening out here. People are layered up on so many levels to see what is happening out here at the 46th annual MLK Day Parade.
We'll be right back.
They were allowed into the Marine Corps to prove that they could not be Marine.
And the whole idea was to frustrate you so much that you would either quit and go home or stay in. I wasn't about to quit.
They were the best and the toughest. And I said, that's me.
Being a Marine, I sit on the shoulders of these men who did some pretty amazing things.
The bigger picture is there are still 18,000 that don't know that there's an honor awaiting their loved one.
Their legacy lives on in perpetuity.
Today at 1 p.m.
Over the years, people have asked me, how did your firm get so big? The answer is simple. We won a lot. In this business, you grow by winning. As America's largest injury law firm, we have more lawyers than any other injury firm. Morgan & Morgan.
Time to set the table. Coming. Lávalo bien. Gracias, niña. That's good. A ver, prueba.
Helps us all remember.
Oh, really? Good?
Life is to be living is to give. I wanna be.
Some people give help. Some people need help. When we take care of each other, we make that difference harder to see. Thank you for helping us donate more than 450 million meals since 2020 to people in need.
Walk with me, I'll walk with you. We're all in this thing together. We're gonna make it through, and I'll walk with you.
Welcome back to the 46th annual MLK Day Parade. Nicole Perez and I, Calvin Hughes, here to bring you every minute and every angle of what's happening along with our Local 10 News team. You're looking at a very wide view of the many people who are layered up to come out here to see all of the elected officials and so many people from the high schools and the marching bands and the football teams. We just saw Miami Central, Nicole, and they were awesome.
Yes, they were. And right next to us right now is the Circle of Brotherhood. They are an organization of primarily black men from all walks of life dedicated to community service, economic development, crime prevention, conflict resolution, mediation, educational services, and youth mentorship.
They have done some amazing work in the community, and this is not the only celebration to honor the life of Dr. Martin Luther King today. There are parades and events all across South Florida.
So let's move north now to Broward County for the big parade that they are having over there. We're actually going to take you north to Broward County in a little bit. We're going to go now to our Alexis Frazier. Alexis, how's it going where you are right now?
Oh, Calvin and Nicole, it is going well. It feels like I'm at a family cookout. We got the food going. We got food trucks out here. And, you know, we got the kids, the adults, everyone out here having a good time. I want you to just see. But when you catched in with us earlier, it wasn't that many people out here. But now the parade is actually flowing and people are out here gathered. They're going to be out here for some time embracing the heat. A lot of us came here with our winter clothes on, but that is no longer needed. Now we're just out here enjoying the good vibes. And Dr. Martin Luther King made it able for me to be here today to report to you on TV. It is amazing all the things that he accomplished, and the reason that I am here and all of these people can be gathered here in Miami-Dade today to have a good day and celebrate him, his life, and his legacy. And we're doing it with things that we love: soul food, good music, some good soulful music, and everyone that came out here is just happy to be a part of this celebration. I spoke to people who love us on Channel 10, and they want to say hi to Calvin and Nicole, so I'm going to toss it back to you guys to see what's going on your end.
Okay, you know, Alexis, we're going to grab it from you very quickly because the president of Florida Memorial University, a very good friend of mine too, Japhis Hardrick, and his beautiful wife, they are out here, and they just drove by. Not to mention the Fighting Lions, their band is playing. Yes, yes. Can we listen? Can we listen?
Let's listen in.
Okay, all right, let's listen in.
Fighting Lions. What an amazing performance they just put on. Calvin and I couldn't help ourselves but watch it and try to take videos on our phones. They were so great. So their colors, of course, royal blue and orange. The band director is Richard Beckford. What a wonderful performance.
You didn't mention my dancing, so you just kind of skipped right over that. Was it that bad? My God.
Great. I was keeping it for myself. It was so great.
Hopefully you will not show that on social media. No, they were awesome. It was great to see them. And the parade marshal, once again, a good friend, Dr. Japhis Hardrick. Awesome, awesome. They are based in Miami Gardens, the only historically black college in South Florida. They were started many, many years ago in 1879, one of the oldest academic centers in Florida, and we absolutely enjoyed every minute of that.
And I just want to say their mission statement because it is so fitting for today. It's to instill in our students the values of leadership, character, and service to enhance their lives and the lives of others.
I love their colors.
Yeah.
It's just so bright, so vibrant, just like the music and the dancing and everything. So we're 1 hour down of live coverage of the 46th annual MLK Day Parade.
And we have already seen some amazing performances, and there's still so much more. So we are going to take a quick break.
If you have floors that need improvement, we've got some tricks in our tool belt. 54 now has the newest hardwood, tile, laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet. 54 brings hundreds of samples to your home to see in your own light. 54 will do all the heavy lifting for you, and they can get most jobs done in a day. They'll even clean up afterwards. Call today to get free installation. 54 is home improvement done right.
770-54. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
If you've suffered damage to your home or business related to an insurance claim, don't wait on your insurance company. Call Ace Restoration Services first. We can start documenting your damages immediately. Insurance companies are notorious for not uncovering all of your damages. That's our specialty. If you have an adjuster or an attorney, no problem. We can still work with you to help manage your damage. New claim? Call Ace Restoration Services first. 786-732-2779 or visit us at acetorestore.com.
Don't miss it. The Rooms to Go New Year's sale ends this holiday Monday, and things are looking good. Buy stylish new pieces, stunning new packages, and get 55-month interest-free financing. Shop room after room of amazing furniture, the hottest living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and more. With low monthly payments and 55-month interest-free financing, these deals will be gone in a flash. The Rooms to Go New Year's sale ends this holiday Monday.
How much do you love your family? I hope enough to plan for the future. We can help. At Memorial Plans, Cemeteries, and Funeral Homes, we offer customized plans that fit your needs and your budget. With our best price guarantee, you'll have peace of mind knowing that everything is taken care of. If you really love your family, then plan ahead. Call Memorial Plan. Lock in today's low rates and prices.
Call Memorial Plan 305-720-2129.
Welcome back to our street side set on 54th Street in Liberty City for our second hour of live coverage of the MLK Day Parade.
And Local 10 is the only station bringing you live continuous coverage of this amazing event, and we are so excited to do that. And you're looking live now with some of the ground pictures that we have of Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, and you know something, we cannot say enough about all of these brave first responders. You know, you have to mention events like the earthquake in Haiti. They were the first to go there, the Urban Search and Rescue Team. And Nicole, if I can take another point here to mention out, of course, obviously, we can never forget about what happened in Surfside. So these gentlemen were there every single day to rescue every single person. Obviously, 98 people did not survive that, but they never left until every person was recovered.
And we appreciate them so much for their hard work always. Even just a regular day-to-day call that they get and they have to rush out to scenes. I mean, their work is just extraordinary, and we thank them so much for their service. And that's why they're out here today, to say hello to everybody that is out here along 54th Street, to say hi to them, to welcome them, to say thank you for all of their hard work.
And you know something? We're at the top of the hour, so we have to reestablish ourselves. So if you don't know by now, if you haven't been watching for the last hour, I'm Calvin Hughes.
And I'm Nicole Perez. And we are sweating it out for you when we thought it was going to be very cold here on 54th Street for the MLK Day Parade.
We don't want you to miss another moment of the parade, so let's take you back down and show you some more pictures. Thousands of people have lined up. We got out here hours ago just to show you what was happening out here. And let me tell you, they were in layers of 3. I'm not talking about clothing. I'm talking about how people were lined up on the side of the road coming out here, and they have been doing this for 46 years.
Yeah, and you still have time. We're still going to be out here for a whole nother hour, so if you're nearby, if you're not working today for the MLK holiday, come out and enjoy this. It's so wonderful. It's a beautiful sunny day, and you can see all of the floats and all of our commissioners and just everybody out here that is here to welcome and engage with our community. So let's go now to 54th Street and 12th Avenue, where it all began. Our Local 10 morning news anchors JC Birch and Eric Yetzi are there live. They've been with us for the last couple of hours. Eric and JC, how are you guys doing?
Great.
We're having so much fun.
Absolutely.
You guys, the bands that have been coming through here, we just had Northwestern High.
Woo!
We had the kings and the queens and the princesses and the princes.
They're
and
working on that wave.
They had
Oh, my
special
goodness.
gloves. And then we had the slingshots. Have you ever had a chance to ride in a slingshot?
Only briefly, just for maybe 100 yards or so, but it's a feeling that you want to live over and over again.
I know.
Yeah, it's great.
You can just see, if we show you the crowds, if we show you everybody who's behind us right now, you can see we are just getting started. We've been going for an hour, but it doesn't feel like it. Hi, we've got the Vice Mayor of Opelika right there, and we've got everybody lined up. I even see a tiny little munchkin coming in his own version of a little slingshot up that way.
Yeah, our vantage point is fantastic because we get a preview of what's coming down 54th. It is just a gorgeous day here. You know, the bands have been rocking. You mentioned Miami Northwestern. I know you guys put on Florida Memorial as well. We got some great fans out here, people who are here to celebrate. How you guys doing today? Everybody's doing great. So much energy along this route. And these are the streets, not only that have celebrated Dr. King in the form of a parade for longer than any other streets in our nation. Miami with the first ever parade annually to honor Dr. King. Been doing it better than anybody for a long, long time. It is one of the real pride points for not only everybody who is here to witness the parade, but certainly for everybody who is marching along the same streets that Dr. King once marched on the pathway. His mission, his goal, to make sure that we are a better and more fulfilling place for all.
Since 1977, and we do know that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. practiced his I Have a Dream speech here in Miami. I know we're showing you what's coming, so we're going to leave you now, but don't worry, come back to us soon. You're going to see so much more as we have the beginning of
All right, so you're looking now at more of the ground pictures we'd like to show you of what is happening right next to us. This is just a look at some of the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue officers, the first responders. They are heroes in this community. You know, we cannot say enough good things about them. And our Louis Aguirre is also standing by as well to show us what he is seeing where he is located. Louis.
Hey, Calvin and Nicole, I am in the thick of it. I am surrounded by a couple hundred of my closest friends. Say hi, you're on TV, you're on Local 10. Hey, everybody. You know, this parade is about community. It is about love and about recognizing who it is that we really are as Miamians and really being faithful to the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that is to keep his spirit of love and equality and freedom and opportunity alive for all of us who share this wonderland that we call Miami. Dr. King loved Miami. He came here frequently. We talked about his stays at the Hampton House Hotel just a couple of blocks down that way on 27th Avenue and 42nd Street. It is there back in 1960 where he first tried out his I Have a Dream speech, and there's that iconic photograph of Dr. King in that Hampton House swimming pool. As we said earlier, he loved coming down to Miami, not just to engage in the community, but to relax and actually regroup and recharge the magic that was Dr. King. And it is alive and well here on 54th Street. We had some marching bands come through. I know Calvin's been a big fan of the marching bands. It really is about the bands for me. It's about these beautiful people here enjoying the legacy that's Dr. King. We have Panjetta and her beautiful daughter right here, her granddaughter. Kirstine, you having a good time?
Yes.
Yeah? Why'd you want to bring your granddaughter out here today?
I want her to know what everything is about in Miami.
You want to let her know about what it's really about here in Miami, and it's about community, and we're celebrating that here today, the spirit of love, the spirit of community, and I know it's infectious. I know you guys are feeling it where you are, Calvin and Nicole. Back me up.
Of course we are, Louie. And that's your whole thing. Love, always. Love and community. And we are feeling that over here as well. And let me tell you, since Calvin and I got here, the crowd has grown where we are on 54th. And right now what's passing us is Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, if you can't already hear. And we have to give a shout out to them because they've had a big part in this parade today. So their chief is Ray Jadala. It was established in 1935. This Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department out of Miami-Dade County has 2,700 employees and 71 fire stations.
You know, let me also add a little bit of color commentary here as a child, and if you're out here, and Reese is going to be, your son is going to be fascinated with fire trucks. To be out here and to be this close to them at a very young age, it means everything. This is Christmas in January for a little kid. So to see all of their heroes, these guys going by in uniform too, on their trucks, this is everything for them.
And we're seeing that in the kids that are here already out here. There's families, there's kids with their pets. They're all right next to us, and every time they go by, they get very excited.
Hey, you know, we haven't gone to the Betty Cam in a while. Yeah, so let's make that happen right now. Betty has an up-close and personal view of everything that's happening on the street. So, Betty, take it away.
Hi, we are just moving past 54th Street and 22nd Avenue. And the energy out here, it is amazing. And by the way, Calvin and Nicole, we did pass by you, so I saw you guys. And Calvin, I'll just mention, first off, you should take a cue from Nicole. It's time to come out of some of those clothes. Okay, temperature almost 70 degrees. All right,
really?
The weather
really, Betty?
out of the way.
Seriously, we're going to do that right now.
all right, but let's talk about all of the fantastic things we are seeing in this parade, including this car, this convertible that I'm riding in. I think it's time to let the people know what we are cruising in. We are in a Mustang 5.0 GT. What year is this? 2022. Silver. It's a beauty, right? Beautiful car. My driver, Bill McCord, says at the end of the parade, he wants everyone to know that he's going to put it in race mode. So we're excited for that. This is Olivia, by the way. She had to join us. So we picked up someone else to be in the parade with us. As I mentioned, it's great to marvel at all the beautiful things that we see in the parade. But the beauty of this day and Local 10 televising this parade is we can think about Martin Luther King's legacy, and this can also serve as a history lesson for those of us here in Miami who maybe aren't familiar with the time that Dr. King spent in the Miami area. And Calvin and Nicole, I know you've been talking a lot about that, but history is so important. If you don't know your history, you don't know where you're going. And this parade should, if it's not a reminder of our history, hopefully start some really good conversations about Dr. King and his legacy and what he meant for the Miami area.
Absolutely, Betty, and I think that's what everyone here is doing. They're all talking about moments that they remember, moments that mean a lot to them, and that's what this community engagement is all about, the history of this day and why we are here. And I just wanted to add in there, Calvin, I think we should do what Betty says every single day, just take cues from Nicole Perez every single day. I thought that was great advice, Betty, so thank you. Okay.
You know, I am slowly learning this is the way forward. You know, just take cues from you. Yes.
Okay, let's bring it back here to MLK Day and why we were here. So just days before Dr. King's death, we were told he spent some time in Bimini.
The civil rights icon was there to write what would have been his final speech there, and he was impacted by the words, the fisherman was, by the legendary civil rights icon that he met during his trip. Let's take a look.
From Captain Ansel Sanders, the legend from Bimini.
Ansel Saunders was recently in Fort Lauderdale receiving an honor from the International Game Fish Association.
Dr. King was there twice, officially, but he was there many times
Back in Bimini, Bahamas, Saunders is a bone fishing legend and now a retired fishing guide whose most famous client was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
He told me, he said, you know, Ansel, I don't think I'll make 40 years old. And he died at 39. It was a rich life, but it was very short.
Days before his final march in Memphis for striking sanitation workers, Dr. King was in Bimini, where Saunders says the civil rights legend would often come to write.
We didn't have time to fish. He just wanted to write at that time. He came to Bimini. Bimini is so peaceful.
Dr. King found a quiet place in Bimini's Bonefish Creek in 1968, Saunders says, to write the words of his final and famous mountaintop speech.
My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. The next day, actually, he was dead. He just left Bimini 4 days before that. It was a high-powered rifle that killed him. Yeah, he didn't suffer, but we suffered for him.
Saunders says what he'll always remember is King's reaction to a psalm he wrote and delivered to the Atlanta preacher for several minutes on his boat.
But only God can create a mustard tree. Only God can give life to you and me. Amen. He said, Ansel, you made me feel so close to heaven. I feel as though I could almost reach out too and touch the face of God. And touch the face of God.
Now, Saunders says he also took Dr. King to another perfectly peaceful place to write his Nobel Peace Prize acceptance speech, and of course that was in 1964.
And we want to take you back to live pictures, of course, back to live pictures of the parade so you can get a glimpse as to what we are watching right now. City of Miami Fire Rescue passing us, but also Miami Mayor Francis Suarez just came by.
Yes.
And if you all watched several years ago, you'll remember Francis Suarez jumped up here and came onto our set here to say hello, but he didn't jump on the set today. He did, though, greet many of the people in attendance watching along 54th Street here. Hugs and kisses. We also saw City of Miami Commissioner Christine King just go by just now.
Yeah, Francis Suarez doing what politicians do. He stopped and took a few selfies with the folks who are lined up to see him. So, and remember, he says, don't be surprised, not to get too deep into politics on this day, but he says, don't be surprised if you happen to see him on the presidential trail in 2024. Remember that. But anyway, a lot of politicians are out here, and so are Miami-Dade Fire Rescue first responders.
And
we
City of
cannot
Miami
say
Fire.
enough about them. That's right. City of Miami Fire Rescue, they are out here as well. We cannot say enough about these heroes.
Yeah, we gave a lot of love to Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. We're going to give the same love to City of Miami Fire Rescue. They put on their show with their lights and sirens.
Yes.
You can hear it going on right now.
Yes, yes. This is such a great view, seeing all of these vehicles lined up. You know, these folks don't normally get to see them unless they're just speeding through their neighborhood. And for many of them, they're getting little trinkets, little baskets, little goodies on the side here. You cannot see that because you have this up-close look at the Urban Search and Rescue. Now, you know, I mentioned them before, and I must say, Nicole, that they are the elite of the elite. And we have the best, not only in the country, but in the world in terms of when something really terrible happens, they are some of the first people to get there.
And they don't quit day after day. You know, earlier you mentioned Surfside. They were there for several days, morning and night, long shifts. I mean, they really do work hard for our community and for our people.
And these are the people, when they leave their families, when they come to work and they say goodbye to their families, it really does and can mean goodbye for the very last time, based on the work that they are doing. Now, these are the sanitation workers we are looking at right now. If you recall, the reason why Dr. King was in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was assassinated at the Lorraine Motel, was because he was going there for striking sanitation workers. He was helping those who were the least of these. He wanted to make sure that they were getting fair wages. He wanted to make sure that the sanitation workers were being treated fairly. No one, absolutely no one, was being left out. Right here, you're looking at City Commissioner Manolo Reyes. He has been on the City Commission for quite some time. He's going up to shake people's hands. There he is, waving at folks on the sideline.
And you know, as much love as we give to our fire department, we need to give to our solid waste management because they are so extremely important. And I want to mention on our broadcast, if you watch Local 10 News, which I know everybody at home does, we talk about stories of children who have relationships with their
yes, I remember the story
people
you're talking about.
Their garbage pickup trucks. I mean, they have these wonderful relationships. We talked about the story, and it means a lot to them to see them go by, and it's a big deal.
It is a big deal for them to see them, and also for the sanitation workers who they look forward to coming into these neighborhoods because many of them live in these neighborhoods, so they are simply doing a service. And you know, we may look over them, we may look past them because sometimes we get so busy with just everything in life, with our kids, their schedules, our own jobs. We should never ever drive by and not at least wave at them because you know something, they matter.
Yeah.
And we all matter, but they matter as well.
Absolutely. So as you're looking live at the MLK Day Parade going by, there's still so much more to come of our coverage of the 46th annual MLK Day Parade.
That's right. So coming up, we will look at the amazing artists behind the fabulous floats that are rolling down 54th Street.
Well, hello, Winn-Dixie.
Delivery! Right along! Winn-Dixie delivery in as quick as 2 hours, over. At the same great in-store prices, over.
They just really love great prices.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Loctite Impact is here to help you prepare for the storm. Our state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors will keep your home and family secure all year round and are available for zero money down. With over 50 years of experience, we're here for you. Call 954-500-LOCK. That's 954-500-LOCK. Or visit LoctiteImpact.com today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
At Blakely Law Firm, we care deeply about getting people money for their car accident injuries. Here are some tips that will help to ensure you have the strongest possible case when you're hurt in a car accident. 1. Always get a police report. 2. Document your injuries with a medical provider as soon as possible. Your case can lose a lot of value every day you wait to have that first doctor's visit. 3. Do not speak to any insurance company without first consulting a lawyer. Call 1-800-602-5000 for a free case evaluation today.
Make your savings work for you this year. For a limited time only, Dade County Federal Credit Union is paying a high interest rate on CDs. And now anyone can take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Start maximizing your savings today. Go to dcfcu.org and open an account. Dade County Federal Credit Union, a financial institution you can trust. Go to dcfcu.org or visit one of our 10 branches.
Well, hello, Winn-Dixie.
Delivery! Right along! Winn-Dixie delivery in as quick as 2 hours, over. At the same great in-store prices, over.
They just really love great prices.
Live look, and right now you are looking at an exclusive view of the MLK Day Parade, the 46th annual MLK Day Parade here in Liberty City along 54th Street. And that's one of my favorite quotes right there. You know, the time is always right to do what is right. Dr. King had so many quotes, and many of us, you know, tend to repeat a lot of what he says. But let me tell you, that quote right there, there is never a time to do what's wrong. It's always right. The time is always right to do what is right. So we're having a lot of fun out here.
I don't think there's a single quote that Dr. Martin Luther King said that somebody doesn't have
Exactly.
saved somewhere for a moment in their life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You know, this is such a great event. This is the only celebration to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. There are so many parades and events happening all across South Florida.
That's right. So we are going to take you north now to Broward County for the big parade that's happening there. Local 10 weekend morning anchor Alex Finney is there live for us in Fort Lauderdale. She's off famed Sistrunk Boulevard with the festivities there. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Calvin and Nicole. Listen, I can feel your energy from all the way up here in Broward. I know it looks like not much is going on behind me right now, but it was quite a scene a little bit earlier. And I do want to mention there, Calvin, that the quote that you said there is one of my favorite MLK quotes. And really, that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about all year long as the days and the months go by. We're talking about the unity and people coming together and continuing Dr. King's message. I want you to take a look and take in all of the festivities that happened here just a little bit earlier, right off of historic Sistrunk.
The sights and sounds of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade in Fort Lauderdale.
And just them being a part of something bigger than they are, you know, and to give back in this little way, music.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Montessori Academy, some of the minis involved in this very big parade down historic Sistrunk Boulevard. And the dream continues as people of all ages, races, and ethnicities came together to push the message of unity and equality forward.
It's continuing service.
We want to bring a message shining through our pink and green colors today.
The Divine Nine also out in full force.
For us to be here in the city of Fort Lauderdale, to have our people come out, people of color, doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, or blue. We are here giving the message where Dr. Martin Luther King left for us, that all people should be treated equally and not unequal.
Black sororities and fraternities played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement.
But coming together as one and doing what Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that one day that we shall rise, and we're living out the true meaning of the dream.
Dr. King, a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. His brothers marching in their black and old gold. A reminder that Dr. King's legacy continues from those who were present years ago to the young ones just coming up.
This is their first MLK Day parade.
Yes.
How excited are you guys?
I'm very excited!
Oh my goodness, I think that is one of my favorite parts about covering this parade each and every year here in South Florida. Seeing all of the children, how excited they are, the exuberance, and just the anticipation that surrounded this parade as they were getting ready to take off here off of Sistrunk Boulevard. And a little bit of a history lesson here for those that may not know. Sistrunk Boulevard named after pioneering black physician Dr. James Franklin Sistrunk. You can really feel just all of the energy. You can feel the history here in the city of Fort Lauderdale and really all around South Florida. We know that Mayor Dean Trentalis was here a little bit earlier, as well as Commissioner Pam Beasley Pittman as well. Everyone made their way to Carter Park, and that is where the festivities are continuing throughout the day as we continue that message, the strong message from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And of course, we are going to be covering everything for you throughout the rest of the day. But for now, I'm going to send things back a little further south in Miami to Calvin and Nicole.
Oh, we love it. Thank you, Alex. Our Alex Finney in Broward, in Fort Lauderdale for us. Let's take you back to the parade. So right behind us, Miami-Dade Transit, the director is Euless Cleckley. So the transit department established in 1960. You know, those transit buses are so important. 4,000 employees work for Miami-Dade Transit. It's the largest transit agency in the state, 15 largest in the country.
And we cannot forget about Jo Marie Payton. There she is, yes, formerly of Hollywood, but she is born and raised in the Miami-Dade. Grew up in Opelika, graduated from Miami Carroll City Senior High School. Best known for her role as Harriet Baines Winslow on Family Matters with Steve Urkel. Used to love that show. Of course, Urkel's real name is Jaleel White. That show ran for almost 10 years, from 1989 to 1998. She acted in dozens of movies and TV shows in her very long acting career. And I must say, one of the most humble, Nicole, and nicest people you will ever want to meet. And may I also say, too, that she believes in giving back. As I mentioned before, she's taught drama to my children, but to many other children all across South Florida.
And check out her float. It's so beautiful. And I need some Jo Marie Payne energy because I don't know if you were watching her dancing.
No, I missed it.
She did great.
Oh,
she's
she was
waving.
grooving,
She's
huh?
got that beautiful wave going on. Look at that. That's a Grand Marshal wave there. Her hat. Oh, she's bringing it today in this parade.
One of Miami's finest, once again, born and raised in Miami, grew up in Opelika, graduated from Miami Carroll City Senior High School. Now we're looking at North Miami's new mayor, Alex DeSume. Yes, North Miami's new mayor, Alex DeSume. He's driving by on his convertible. Newly elected former city council member there in North Miami, but now the new mayor of that city.
And check out this float that's going to pass as it's making its way to us right now, Calvin. Look at all the slogans that they have going on. Good energy, the dream in action, brain love. I mean, if that's not the kind of energy that you want here for the MLK parade.
Now, the second Grand Marshal that we didn't talk about was Dr. Delvina Thomas.
That's right. So she is a mental health expert and psychiatrist. She lives in South Florida. So in 2019, she developed the Healing Heroes. It's a mental wellness program which she teaches local officers techniques on how to handle the stress and anxiety in their roles, which is so important.
Oh, yes.
Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve. She is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Provided mental health services to soldiers, and we know that that is such an important job.
Oh, it became a major issue, obviously, even before the pandemic, but especially during the pandemic. Mental health was an issue that people began talking about more openly. So she was the second Grand Marshal, Dr. Delvina Thomas, but the Grand Marshal was Jo Marie Payton, and she was grooving. Yes.
I love to see the kids go by because they have the most fun.
Those fans are needed out here, no doubt about it. And, we've seen so many folks who have gone by, and we cannot mention enough. This parade started back in 1977, created by Dr. Preston W. Marshall Jr. Unfortunately, he passed away 8 years ago in 2015. Marshall actually had marched with Dr. King, and he brought this idea here 46 years ago.
And can you believe that it's been 60 years since his famous I Have a Dream speech?
That's right.
It is really hard to believe it's been that long.
Yes, I know.
So we are going to continue to watch this parade for you. We're right here along 54th Street. It's so exciting, so much fun to be out here with our community. We are going to take a short break, but we have so much more for you in just a couple of minutes.
We all want more of a good thing.
More.
And Miss Moore was no different.
More.
As her name suggested, she loved more.
More. More.
So when Miss Moore was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more lawyers, more offices, and more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore. When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
There's a reason Vera Cadillac sells more than the competition, with an inventory that can't be beat, and they'll never charge over MSRP. And with the Vera Fast Pass, you could purchase completely online or stop by and take home the perfect ride in under an hour. Plus, they have a customer experience that feels as if you're treated as family. It's actually the Vera difference. That's why Vera Cadillac was voted the 2021 Cadillac Dealer of the Year. First ever Latino-American winner in the southeastern U.S. Vera Cadillac Pembroke Pines. Experience the Vera difference.
Sometimes you're so busy taking care of everyone else, you don't do enough for yourself or your mouth. But eventually it will remind you. When it does, Aspen Dental is here for you. We offer the custom dental treatments you need all under one roof right nearby, so we can bring more life to your smile and more smile to your life, affordably. New patients without insurance can get a free complete exam and x-rays and 20% off treatment plans. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Schedule your appointment today.
Magnet programs apply now.
I can be a marine biologist, and so can you.
I can be a doctor, and so can you.
I could be a computer programmer, and so can you.
I can be a restaurant owner, and so can you.
I can be an attorney, and so can you.
I can be an emergency medical responder, and so can you.
I can be a marine engineer, and so can you.
I can be a dancer, and so can you. Apply now!
Welcome back, everyone, to the 46th Annual MLK Day Parade here in Liberty City. Nicole Perez, Calvin Hughes, and Nicole, we all know that one of the star attractions of any parade, of course, the floats.
Yes, every time they go by, if they're shiny, I look right away, as do everybody. Okay, so there are 11 dazzling floats in today's parade, and they are, of course, like I mentioned, a sight to see as they make their way down 54th Street. So, Local 10's Terrell Forney has so much more on the artists who brought them to life.
This is the staging area for these parade floats where the final touches are made away from the public's eye. There's been weeks of hard work leading up to this. In fact, it's taken months of planning to get to this point, and now you're about to get a first-hand look at how it all comes together. A pile of wood on a plot of land nearly 4 hours north of Miami is where it all begins, carving and building out that signature platform on wheels.
This is where all of it started. In the late 40s, early 50s.
Those decades of experience are now front and center, just as in parades of the past across South Florida. About a dozen of the finished floats rolled in on Sunday for the big day, a job that comes with its own set of challenges.
We had 3 blowouts on 3 floats, so the second wave had to come while they're fixing their floats. All we see is the finished product. When you're out there cheering, you don't know the hard work that goes behind it.
Every piece on board is carefully placed and tightly secured.
You put the straps on so this thing don't fly off.
One of the final jobs involves stripping away a mesh covering around sensitive decorations.
This helps us keep it from strolling it all down the highway.
So many hands go into creating these huge floats for these special occasions. In fact, it all starts with a slab of wood. So many tiny fixtures, the carpentry and other items that are placed on top of here, so much so that in the end, all of these floats have their own unique vibe.
My float is colorful. It has the words brain, love, because I think that really resonates with people.
Dr. Delvina Thomas, a board-certified psychiatrist, prepped her own float for the MLK Day Parade, aimed at erasing the stigma surrounding mental health.
It's a feeling of euphoria. It feels nice. It feels good. It feels like you're doing something for the community, that you're giving back, that you're showing them that people care.
Care on full display at least a dozen times over on these parade floats for what is supposed to be a national day of service.
I think the colors will be popping.
These floats get a lot of exposure. The base of these mobile contraptions, they are actually used in multiple holiday parades outside of MLK weekend, but the designs, they change each and every time to make them so special. Reporting from Miami, Terrell Forney, Local 10 News.
All right, our Terrell Forney reporting there, and once again, the floats really are the main stars of the show, along with the dancing and all that. And we'll have a nice display of the dancing and some colors in just a moment from that other rival high school of Miami Central High School. But look, you know, we are here because we want to show you some of the carnations.
Yeah.
These are real,
Yeah.
but Dr. King, just days before his death, he sent his wife, Coretta Scott King, some plastic flowers. And she asked the question, why would you send me plastic flowers, her favorite? And his response was, I want to make sure that you have them forever.
And they were the last flowers that she received from him. So it was a memory that she took with her until she died 38 years later. So it's beautiful. We wanted to commemorate this moment by having them on our set.
Absolutely.
For this day, this very momentous day. So
oh, there they go. Oh,
if
hey.
you can't tell, Calvin's excited.
What's going on here? The Northwestern in the house, the Bulls in the house. They are the rival school from Miami Central. Not quite on the level yet of being national football champs. But hey,
they've won 7 state championships.
Come on now.
Okay.
Preach.
So let's give it up for them and their coach, Max Edwards. Let's watch. Let's watch.
All right, the Northwestern Bulls, the Miami Northwestern Bulls. You know, we have talked about the Miami Central football team, but we cannot overlook the Bulls because they came, they saw, and they conquered today. They were awesome, and their marching band was really, really good.
And you're watching the homecoming court go by right now. How beautiful and handsome do they look. Wow. Okay, so let's talk to our Louis Aguirre because he has someone out there with him that has a very special connection to Northwestern. Hey, Louis.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, hey, Nicole and Calvin. Yo, Calvin, it's not just about the football rivalry. It's about the battle of the bands, all right? And there is a rivalry between Central, Northwestern, and Miami-Jackson High. But with me now is not just a grad of Northwestern, but you were actually in the marching band.
Exactly.
How did your Mighty Bulls perform today?
Exactly. They did an amazing job. And I'm going to tell you, Louis, my heart is full. Seeing them perform, the talent, it was absolutely amazing. So I'm really in a great place right now.
You're in a great place, and this is your community. You know, Jay's been with us for many, many years. She served in the Department of Corrections for over 30 years. Now you're a motivational speaker. You have a podcast. You're a published author, and you're an OG Miamian. You were here when you were a little girl. What does it mean for you to be back out here today?
Exactly. My first remembrance of the MLK Parade was when I was 10 years old. I got to bring you back. I got to take you back there. Okay. It's been some time ago, right? And I came here. I remember it feeling unified, feeling power, feeling strength, right, and motivated, and knowing that my people are really visible and we're available to support each other, because unity is the key.
Unity is the key, and that's what he preached. Right.
Exactly. So it resonates with Dr. Martin Luther King's message.
And to see this parade go on 46 years later, what does that mean to you? To see these little kids, seeing that torch being passed on to this next generation, how impactful is that?
It says that, hey, we're here to stay. This thing is going to progress. And like you said, it's the 46th year, so it's moving on, and the kids are dedicated. This is like the highlight of the year, right? They look forward to this, right? After the plays in school, after the speeches are going out in the schools, they come here to celebrate the MLK Jr., right?
We are celebrating. We are dancing in the streets. We are soaking up all the love. And again, it's about community and keeping Dr. King's message of unity and love and legacy alive, correct?
Exactly.
All right, so we're just surrounded here by the action, by the activity, by the celebration. We'll send it back to you, Calvin and Nicole.
Okay, you know, sometimes they go to a football game, but really they're going for the bands. Let's be real honest. Louis, thanks a lot. Right. You can see why based on what we saw today. You know, let's head over to where all of this is going to come to an end, the big parade, as we see everyone continue to pass us by.
Absolutely, and a big party will be happening soon, and we got to go. Who do we got to go to for a big
come
party?
On now. Double L.
Our weekend anchor, Laren Livingston. Laren, how's the party going?
Listen, the party is started. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of folks from the community start to kind of peruse up and down, as I call it, the boulevard of food dreams here on MLK Day. And so, like I said, it's gearing up. They got the bouncy houses up. Of course, later on during the family festival here in the park, they're going to have some music here, some DJs going. We already got some basketball happening over there in the park, and people, of course, taking advantage of the festivities so far. And I've heard a lot of talk about legacy today. Lots of folks participating in this as a result of MLK's legacy and establishing their own, like the Porter family here with the slushy spot. I think you have a mango for me. Look at the Lord. Look at. That's good. That's good. You said this is your first time here.
Yes, our first year.
So why was it important for you, I know this is Chloe, Norrell, right? Miss Diana back here, the Porter family, and Jay. Why was it important for you to be here on today with your children as a part of this event?
It's important here for us to be here today so that we get to show our kids, you know, what legacy is in regards to Martin Luther King, as well establish what becoming an entrepreneur is all about. So it's our first event. We're very excited. Today's actually our grand opening of the slushy spot, so we expect to have a really good day and have a lot of fun.
I love it. I love it. And these are fantastic. We'll be back to talk to y'all because I'm probably going to have to try another flavor. I appreciate you speaking with me. And again, talking about legacy, they're establishing theirs. I know I talked to Meeks Catering a couple years ago when we did live coverage of the parade, and they're back here again. Mama Meeks, I see you back there. What's on the menu today?
Child. Baby, look here. What can I say? We giving you that seafood rice.
Seafood rice.
We giving you them pigeon peas and rice.
Peas and rice.
Look at that steam for them ribs.
Ribs.
Look at that steam.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken.
Steamed cabbage.
Got some cabbage over here. Oh, and the mac and cheese. You gotta have the mac and cheese. So I think this is where I'm coming back for lunch later on. I love it. I love it. And I know Tammy, look, Tammy Jr., so to speak, Tammy Meeks, your family, clearly, generationally, they've been out here many, many times. What keeps you coming back? Why is this event so important to you?
Just the people and the remembrance of Dr. King. And every year we come, we have a good time. You know, we sing, we dance, we laugh. It's all about having fun and remembering Dr. King and his legacy.
This is the cookout.
Yes, it is. Always, always.
And I love the music. I love the spirit. Where do you see this event going? Where do you see your generations coming up behind you going in the way of continuing this legacy?
Oh, I see the generation after me doing great things. I see the parade each year growing larger and larger.
It's just about us all coming together and celebrating the life of Dr. Martin Luther King in a peaceful, respectful manner. That's what it's all about.
I love it. I love it. And we're going to continue enjoying it. Hold on, let me fix my ears over here so I can hear you all back on the parade route. But that's what it's all about. Family, friend, community, everybody coming together, celebrating this icon of civil rights in this community where he spent so much time, where he has so much history, and of course, continuing that legacy that he has established. Back to you guys there on the parade route.
Absolutely, Laren, and as she mentioned, it's setting an example for the younger generation, which is why we are all out here today. And one special request for Laren, that food looked absolutely delicious, so if you'd like to come by and drop some off, we would be greatly appreciative of it. Thank you, Laren. We'll see you later.
Get in where you fit in, Nicole. You got to get in where you fit in.
The mac and cheese sounds really nice.
I know.
You know, shout out to the city of Opelika, former BSO Sheriff Scott Israel walked by, and so many others are walking by. We'll get to them in just a moment, but let's head on out to Alexis Frazier near 27th Avenue. What do you have going on there, Alexis?
Hey, you guys, I heard y'all talk about mac and cheese earlier, so now I'm gonna cool off with super ice, okay? This is what it's all about. We're supporting black business out here at the MLK Day Parade, and the owner here was gonna talk to me. I don't know if it's gonna be Valerie or Javon. Javon, you can tell us why you guys come out here every year?
Well, we come out here to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and to promote local black businesses, entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, and celebrate with the community.
All right, Javon, you got me. They gonna hook me up here. I'm just gonna make y'all real jealous because I know y'all out there in the sun, and I'm gonna cool off with this. It's the super cool ice. I love it. And you know, this is about community and a lot of people coming together. I've talked to you guys earlier with one of my guests, Tiffany. So sorry, Tiffany. Girl, I gotta watch out for my ice. I'm not used to having this in my hand, but I'm happy it's here. All right, Tiffany, so you come out here, you've been coming out here since you were little, born and raised in Miami, right?
Yes, I have. I've been coming out here since I was a child up until adulthood, and you know, one of my favorite parts is the vendors. There are so many different people out here. We had a conch fritter earlier. It was amazing, right, Alexis?
It was so good, and me and you've been talking all day, and I just want to know if you could tell the people what MLK means to you.
Well, what MLK means to me, it's about community. It's about us paying homage to Martin Luther King Jr. He was a staple in all of our lives. He's the reason why we are here today, and I am so excited to be a part of all of this and a person in the community that can share the same dream. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
Same. I wouldn't be here either. And I don't know if y'all knew this. When I was younger, I stepped in an MLK parade and danced in an MLK parade. And you said you randomly popped up in a parade. How did that work?
I popped up in the parade because my aunt, the adventurous woman that she was, she actually put us in the parade. So we were a part of the motorcade going back and forth in our little convertible car at that time. And I was so petrified, I almost jumped in the trunk. But you know, if it wasn't for the crowd, guess what? I was waving and smiling the entire time. So.
Yes. And that's what it's been out here. So we're gonna keep having a good time. Calvin Nicole, I'm about to make y'all real jealous still with my little super cool ice smoothie. I'm about to hydrate because I'm a little thirsty. So I need this right now.
We are very jealous, so mission accomplished.
Yes.
Alexis, thanks a lot.
Okay, let's show you more of what's going on right now. Right next to us, right behind us, this is the Jordan Grove Missionary Baptist Church. It's located 5946 Northwest 12th Avenue, if you're not familiar. The church is 66 years old, and they are representing here today on this MLK Day. The pastor is Reverend Douglas Cook, Sr. He's 95 years old. He's been the pastor for 54 years. The church has been in the parade for 48 years, so they're well represented for many years. The church has a choir and a band in the parade, and we can hear them. Check out those little kids right now.
They're pretty awesome. And, you know, for the last couple of years, we have had the amazing privilege to bring you the 43rd annual MLK Day Parade.
And we have already seen so many amazing things right now, but there is so much more to come. We are going to take a quick break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
With over 1,000 frames to choose from at My Eye Lab, you can match your look with your outlook. Get 2 pairs of glasses plus a free eye exam and a free lens upgrade for only $95. Book your exam today.
Time to replace your old windows? USA Windows and Doors will pay you. Yes, we'll pay you to replace your old windows with new energy-efficient impact windows. Call us today. No sales tax, no money down, no payments until 2024. Save big on your energy bill. Save on your homeowner's insurance while protecting your family. Call now 954-951-8740. 954-951-8740. USA Windows and Doors will pay you.
Don't miss it. The Rooms to Go New Year's sale ends this holiday Monday, and things are looking good. Buy stylish new pieces, stunning new packages, and get 55-month interest-free financing. Shop room after room of amazing furniture, the hottest living rooms, gorgeous bedrooms, elegant dining rooms, and more. With low monthly payments and 55-month interest-free financing, these deals will be gone in a flash. The Rooms to Go New Year's sale ends this holiday Monday.
Looking for a rewarding new career but not sure where to start? Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges can improve your future and get you on a new career path now. Call 305-558-8000 to get started. With locations all over South Florida, offering the lowest cost professional education in Miami-Dade County. Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges have flexible schedules, industry instructors, and job placement assistance. Get a career in a year. Call 305-558-8000 or log on to careerinayear.com.
With over 1,000 frames to choose from at My Eye Lab, you can match your look with your outlook. Get 2 pairs of glasses plus a free eye exam and a free lens upgrade for only $95. Book your exam today.
Welcome back to the 46th annual MLK Day Parade. Calvin and I are still joining you. We are still here watching everything that is happening. We do want to tell you, though, we have a few minutes before we let you go, but please do not change the channel. At 1 o'clock, Our America Mission to Montfort Point will be airing. It's a special show.
And, you know, this is a special show, but also a documentary that looks back at an all-black unit that fought during World War II. Yeah. If not for the work of these people, these producers, and some of the family members of some of the soldiers, let me tell you, this documentary would not have happened, and the names of the people who fought in World War II and who are part of this documentary would have gone forgotten through history. So thanks to this documentary, we're going to be able to see their lives and the work and everything that they have done. So looking forward to that at 1 o'clock coming up in just a few minutes.
Yes. So we are still here along 54th Street. It's not over yet. We still have a few minutes to finish watching the parade. We've had so much fun watching all the floats go by, all of our commissioners and senators, all of our politicians greeting the people, and all of the people that are along 54th Street right now. They've been waving to us. They're having a great time. Families, kids, pets, everyone is here.
Here's the great thing, too. You know, this is not going to end when we get off television at 1 o'clock. Obviously, folks are coming out here. They've come out here for a very long time, lined up to see people that they know, people that they've never met before, but also some of the children. Really, it's about the next generation, you know, for them to see the fire trucks and to also see many of the people who they look up to, even some of the sanitation workers who come in and out of their neighborhood. But more importantly, there's a place where all of this is going to come to an end at the MLK Memorial Park.
And it's all about sharing those stories, Calvin, for these kids to understand what happened. You know, remember when we were talking to Betty, she mentioned history. This is all history. Their parents telling them stories about who Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was and what happened during his time and what he stood for. And it's about carrying that legacy on, engaging in the community, civil service. I mean, having kids come out and know what it's like to volunteer, to do all these kinds of things. And it's so nice to see South Florida and all of our elected officials come out and show them, hey, we're going to keep this legacy alive. And you mentioned it's not over. So even if we leave you off the air in a couple of minutes, you can still go to MLK Memorial Park, as Calvin just mentioned. That's going on until 5 o'clock. So there's music and dancing. Children ages 5 to 14 18, they can play sports and physical challenges, and it's a whole day of exploration of MLK history. There's food. The food doesn't end. It's going to continue until 5 o'clock, and there's the little marketplace. So there's so much for you all day today to honor Dr. Martin Luther King, to be out in our community. Don't stay home. Get outside your house. Enjoy the sunshine. I mean, this is the perfect day to do it.
You know, Dr. King's legacy is much more than just about the festivities. His legacy is much more than just about the I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah.
It's about people coming together. Louis talked about the love.
Yeah.
Louis talked about how there's so many quotes that people, they say and they try to live on a daily basis. But Dr. King's life and his legacy, and not to mention, we cannot forget about the unsung hero, Coretta Scott King, who made this day possible. It was in 1983, 40 years ago, that this became a holiday. This day right here. His birthday is actually January 15th, but this day became a national holiday. But the first celebration didn't happen until 1986. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yes.
So happy to be a part of this community as they come together and celebrate it as well.
Absolutely. Me too. And these carnations, all for her.
Yes, absolutely. She said, you know, she loved carnations, but these were forever. So we certainly thank you so much for joining us for this exclusive coverage of the MLK Day Parade.
And here's one.
I'm car accident injury attorney Jared Blakely from Blakely Law Firm, and I'd like to speak to you today about an important issue: car safety for our pets. These are my dogs, Cujo and Lady, and I'm going to demonstrate how I keep them safe in my car. So the way I do it is booster seat, strapped safely to the car seat, dog in his harness, strapped in to the booster seat. Remember, always keep your pets restrained in the back seat and never leave them in the car unattended. If you're injured in a car accident, call 1-800-602-5000.
This weekend only at City Furniture's New Year's sale. We're giving you free premium delivery on the best selection of leading styles, all at unbeatable values. City Furniture, everything you want in home.
Time to replace your old windows? USA Windows and Doors will pay you. Yes, we'll pay you to replace your old windows with new energy-efficient impact windows. Call us today. No sales tax, no money down, no payments until 2024. Save big on your energy bill. Save on your homeowner's insurance while protecting your family. Call now 954-951-8740. 954-951-8740. USA Windows and Doors will pay you.
Walk with me, I'll walk with you. We're all in this thing together. We're gonna make it through, and I'll walk with you.
Local10.com en español, your one-stop source for news.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. They are endowed not by acts of parliament, not by acts of kings and queens and punches of earth, not by the Emancipation Proclamation, not by the Civil Rights Act, but by God with certain unalienable rights. And among them are the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is these common values and ideals that unite us today. It was these ideals that broke 168 years of Marine Corps segregation on August 26, 1942. It was these ideals that brought 20,000 African-American men through the gates of Martha Point Camp. They came from all walks of life. They came to prove that patriotism is indeed colorless.
The Martha Point Marines were a project. They were allowed into the Marine Corps to prove that they could not be Marines.
My brother George, he came home after boot camp and told me all about it. I said, well, I'm going to follow in his footsteps, so that's what I did. I forged my mother's signature and signed up right out of high school. 17 and a half.
They were the best and the brightest and the toughest. And I said, that's me.
For a long time, the guys who served tried to tell everybody our story, but nobody was listening.
I'm trying to blank all that stuff out because it wasn't pretty.
The Marine Corps didn't want you to know. It's just that simple.
But this is not just Marine Corps history or black history. It's American history, and the world needs to know about the Montford Point Marines.
(1940), a new decade in America and a new life for its economy. World War II was raging overseas, and the U.S. military was preparing to join the fight. That meant millions of defense jobs for workers, only not for Black Americans. Racism took them out of the manufacturing boom needed to support the military's entry into the global war. Black men were able to register for the draft, but most were only allowed to serve in support roles, and they were all segregated into black regiments in the Army and the Navy. The men were not allowed into the Marine Corps.
Now you got to talk about the leadership of the Marine Corps at the time. Specifically, you got to talk about Thomas Holcomb. He was asked publicly if it was a choice of 250,000 blacks or 5,000 whites. His response was, I'd rather take the whites. He said the Marine Corps, these African Americans, he called us Negroes then, are trying to break into a club that does not want them.
The painful paradox of Black Americans toiling for a country that treated them like second-class citizens moved civil rights leaders to action. In 1941, A. Philip Randolph, who had famously organized the first Black labor union, went to President Franklin D. Roosevelt's Oval Office with a threat: end segregation in defense industries, or there would be a march on Washington.
At the time, President Roosevelt was running for re-election. A. Philip Randolph was leading the push for fair employment for blacks as the World War II was going on. And to appease them, they said, okay, let's send them in, train them, and once they realize that they can't be Marines, they will go away.
That led the president to sign Executive Order 8802, banning discrimination in defense-related jobs. And with that, the Marine Corps was forced to open its doors to black men. It did so reluctantly.
They had to figure out, what do you train these new Marines? Surely you cannot send them to Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego with the whites, or their beloved Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island in South Carolina. So what they did is they carved out a piece of property in New River, North Carolina, and there was an old camp, old CCC, a civilian conservation camp from World War I, that was available. It was a dilapidated camp. It just had a couple of structures there that were in terrible condition, but it was covered by woods, and it was swampland, and it wasn't a favorable place to have a base. But they figured it would be ideal for the blacks.
Camp Montford Point was built by hand by the first Marines who touched its swampy soil on a 1,600-acre tract of Camp Lejeune.
You had to do all kind of construction and cleaning and cutting, the woods out and everything else.
So instead of these new recruits arriving at a camp thinking, I got barracks, I got training, they literally had to build the camp. They had to literally cut down trees, build a freshwater supply, build their barracks, and it was tough. And after they had to do all of that, now they got to go to boot camp.
So when we stopped at the main gate at Montford Point, the first thing I heard was, "You get off the bus."
So that was just a
beginning
sign of what was to come.
That was the beginning.
Training was as tough as it can get. It was very, very tough.
Terrible. It was insane. Pretty brutal. I've got spit on, kicked, and punched and everything.
They was hazing several fellows in there, out of who had been who was in training, and what I saw, I was ready to turn around like that.
We had these prefabricated huts, we call them, and when it rained outside, it rained inside, and at dusk dark, they would take us right by those swamps and make us stand at attention. And all you could do is twitch your nose, and mosquitoes would just sting you in your face and whatnot.
I think that if they use the same tactics today, half the drill instructors would be in jail.
Once you came in that gate, you forgot about your name because you were either boy or.
And the whole idea, from what I could understand at the time, was to frustrate you so much that you would either quit and go home or stay in. And so the meaner they got, the meaner I got. I wasn't about to quit.
Well, I see, well, this is what they want you to do. They want you to fail. But knowing me, I'm dogmatic. I don't believe in giving up.
During boot camp, sometimes things got pretty tough. I said, well, Tuskegee Airmen made it, Buffalo Soldiers made it, and some of our slaves made it across that water. And I say, other than death, we're gonna make it.
Their prefabricated huts and facilities might as well have been a world away from the white Marines barracks, separated by the rule of segregation and railroad tracks. White and black Marines seldom saw one another.
You have to understand, when the first people came here, there were no NCOs, no corporals, no PFCs, no sergeants, no gunnery sergeants, master sergeants, and first sergeants who were black.
I thought the race relations, the separation of races was stupid, ridiculous, a waste of time and money, a waste of talent. But that's the way it was in those days, you know.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
With the United States now fully fighting a war in Europe and the South Pacific, the decision came down for the Montford Point Marines to be deployed overseas.
And here comes this great big convertible limo, President Roosevelt. He says, men, now he didn't say boys, he says, men, you have broken records that the white Marines have had for years. As far as I'm concerned, you are just as good a Marine as any Marine that put on that uniform. Send them overseas.
While not initially sent for combat, thousands of Montford Pointers fought on the front lines of the Asia-Pacific theater, including some of World War II's bloodiest battles.